Since we started the New England Arctic Network back in 2018, we've kind of taken the approach that whoever are in the room are the right people or on Zoom. And so we'll determine kind of where we're going, right? So we have our strategic plan up on our website. I hope you all have been able to visit that. And there are essentially two components to the New England Arctic Network. One is to kind of leverage this regional approach of experts around New England, kind of the brain trust that we have here through our academic institutions, as well as stakeholders and other partners, to collaborate on research involving the Arctic and the changing conditions in the Arctic and how that impacts New England. The second approach is, or the second topic, I would say, is how the changing Arctic is affecting our New England region. So that is becoming more and more clear as the Arctic warms, as we see possibilities of shipping routes opening and more trade options in tourism, and also the effects of sea level rise, changes to our weather systems, and changes to ocean circulation. So I will turn it over at this point to Diane to tell us about the University of the Arctic.
I just spent the last 2 days in Washington, D.C. and everybody is so excited that Maine is going to be hosting the UArctic Assembly. We at UArctic are talking about building an event where we'd like to invite the ambassadors, or if not them, some of their staff to come up, and also State Department people who are involved in the Arctic, both for just that opportunity for all of those folk to gather in a US environment, because of course we go to Arctic Circle, we go to Arctic Frontiers, we go to these other meetings. And also then to give you all an opportunity to showcase the work that's being done here. I think many of you, but not all of you, are familiar with the University of the Arctic. So we are a consortium. We're a network of universities and research institutes and other organizations. We are a product of the Arctic Council, 20 years old this year. The whole purpose is both to build cooperation and research and education within the Arctic, but also then to share this information out. And so we operate as again, it's a network. Yes, there is a secretariat, you see a little bit about that, but it's really the work of our members that make UArctic function. We're also seeing a regional focus where North American institutions are different from European institutions and from Russian institutions, even in how you transfer academic credit, let alone how our agencies fund us and our governance structures. And so we have that, we're calling it the troika of three of us, one person who's based in Finland, one person who's based in Russia, and myself, who meet regularly to make sure that the way we're structuring ourselves will work and make sense across these different regime structures that we're sitting under, so that all of our members can really benefit. The assembly is the representatives from all of the member institutions. It's just a great networking opportunity, of course. And then we have the board. The board is elected by the assembly. So it's an exciting and an important meeting to be hosted here. Next slide. And so North to North, that's one of the really amazing opportunities for our students, because it's a student exchange program and it's also a faculty and researcher exchange program. I've received money to go do research in Greenland through this, for the travel. We all know about study abroad, but this is specifically focused on UArctic institutions. It's not just a semester abroad or a year abroad. This is also funding for our summer school programs. The issue is the funding has mostly been coming from our European colleagues. The other piece, of course, is the work of UArctic itself is really done by thematic networks and institutes, actually working collaboratively to get Belmont funding or other international funding sources to support their research. It's very, very active. So next slide. And here's just an example from two of your universities of the thematic networks. The university doesn't have to be a member of a thematic network. Individuals can join. And individuals don't have to even be at UArctic institutions to join thematic networks. For those who aren't familiar with the Arctic Council structure, there's the 8 Arctic nations and the permanent participants, which are 6 Indigenous organizations that sit at the table. Then there's the working groups who do the work of the Arctic Council. SDWG is Sustainable Development Working Group, and there's many others. So we go as observers, which means we sit in the back of the room and we observe, but we are invited to the table for questions to present. And there's these other meetings that happen in the hallway once you're in the room as an observer. And then finally, the UArctic Congress is coming up. The sessions call is closed, but we're next going to be opening up the call for abstracts. I just saw a flurry of emails yesterday that we've got a huge number of sessions that have been proposed. People are really excited. So I'm going to jump over to ARCUS just for a brief moment. ARCUS is the US not-for-profit Arctic consortium, much as UArctic is a consortium of circumpolar. ARCUS is a consortium of US with a couple of international partners thrown in. And the important thing to know with ARCUS, again, is the work we do is not exclusive to our members. We are definitely an inclusive network. Much of our work is funded through National Science Foundation. All of this is on our website. Please take a look at the website. And there we go. So there's our contact information. And that's how you can reach me as well.